great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
Welcome back. Whoa, my hair looks crazy. What the heck is going on? What the heck? I should have fixed that. Woo, crazy Jimmy hair. How's everybody doing? This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 720 of the Immigration Answer Show. Today is December 4th. I'll be here for the next hour or so trying to answer some immigration questions, let you guys know what's going on in the world of immigration. I forgot to mention yesterday, I'll mention it one more time, that USCIS gave us about 12 hours notice, but as of Monday, if you're filing for a green card, you have to include your medical. You can't wait for it anymore, they'll reject it. So now you have to include your medical at the time that you file. At the time of filing, your I-693, your sealed medical, has to be submitted with the application. And remember, if you're going to apply for a green card and submit your medical, always ask the doctor for an extra copy, because your lawyer, if you get one, or you should review it ahead of time to see if you're inadmissible due to one of the medical conditions on the form. So, all the questions on the 485 and all the questions on the 693 are designed to figure out whether or not you're inadmissible. So you should check it carefully. They want to know if you have any kind of acute diseases or latent diseases. And of course, chief among those is tuberculosis or any kind of sexually transmitted diseases. I don't think I've ever had someone denied for an STD. I don't think. Maybe at the embassy, but I don't think so. Very, very unusual, very rare. All right, let's see who's here. Javon is here. Hello, Javon. Ravi is here. I posted the link, I think, to get into the waiting room. I can post it one more time here. I'll post it a few times during the show. There it is. Joan is here. Nikki is here. Hello, Nikki. How you doing? Our friend Kwaku is dialing in from Kentucky. We got Marge Higgs here. Lulu says hello. Tony says happy hump day. He's still holding out for the belly dancers and wondering why. Where's my Diet Pepsi? Here it is, Tony. Don't worry. I got my Diet Pepsi. Christine is here. Well, Christine's been around for a long time, hasn't she? She's always a good, happy member of the tribe. We like Christine, and we always like hearing from her. One of my favorite people came back this year, UFAM, one of the OGs. We haven't heard from UFAM in a while. Lindy's here. Hello. Hope is here from down in Florida. Emya wants to know, does anyone have a pending I-130? I'm sure there's nobody watching this show that has a pending I-130. I'm sure of it. No, I'm kidding. Emya, whatever questions you got, put it in the chat or go over to Immigrant Home, put it there. Chums is here. I like these nighttime ones. And remember, I promised I'd go a little extra long today because we had to end yesterday so I could take the Nornator to basketball. Jay Cruz is here from North Dakota. Searing is here. Titanic Love says hello. Cynthia. We got Maryland in the house with TM. Elba says hello. Bart says hello. Usman saying hello from Austin. AJ's here. Vanessa's here. Ella's here. Cynthia points out that STDs can be cured. Yes, I think that's true, except in the case of Robert Kennedy. I think he's got those worms in his brain from all his sexual exploits is what I hear. All right. We got some Yardies in the house. Phoenix says big ups to all the Yardies, as does Moy Whitlock. Phoenix likes the late show. We have a good following down in Austin. We need to go down and do a show in Austin. That's where our friend Lewis is, of course, one of the real OGs, who, along with Rocio, sent me my 500th episode sweatshirt. How about that? Dammy's here. We're always happy to see Dammy. Ryan is giving the big blessing, the big ups to Phoenix. The Jamaicans all talk to each other in the chat, if you guys didn't pick that up. And as soon as anybody with a Jamaican accent starts talking, the Yardies all go crazy, which is fun. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started. And we'll say hi to Elba. She's in the waiting room first. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Jim? How are you doing? Thank
Great.
you so much for the opportunity.
Sure.
I have some questions. I'm a J1 exchange visiting teacher from Spain. And my J1 expires in June 2026. I'm dating an American right now, and we were planning on marrying and building up a family together.
Great.
I talked to Romel before.
Okay. Yep.
And he told me I need to ask for the non-objection letter to my country and then the waiver to the United States.
Right.
When I went into the website of my country, it says if I'm filing the application for due to marriage, I have to give them the copy of the marriage certificate.
Okay.
So my question here is if I'm going to do it through marriage, there's no way I can, I don't know if you're familiarized with Spain.
Yeah, I followed you so far, but now what's the question? You
The
don't.
question is, I was planning on starting doing the non-objection letter and the waiver already, and then get married after.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, because as I said, in the website of the Spanish government, well, I don't know, the foreign office, whatever that I need to ask the waiver for, it says that I need to add the copy of the marriage certificate. So
first thought is this, that suggests to me that Spain makes it easier for people who are subject to Rule 212E who happen to marry a U.S. citizen to get the waiver than other people. So if you want to take advantage of that very, very nice, generous action on the part of Spain, then you're going to have to follow their rules if that's what they want you to do. And if you want to be able to take advantage of the waiver, that makes sense to me. So
okay,
I think sort of each country gets to set their own rules on that.
And according to timing, since I have to renew in June 2026, and then I could ask for an extension of 2 more years.
Yeah.
We were planning on marrying at the beginning of 2026. That to ask for the waiver, the non-objection the non-objection letter, the waiver, and then start the process. Do you think it will be finalized by June 2026? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I would think so. So your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so first thing I want to backtrack a little bit if we can. So if your J1 expires in June of 26, that says to me that you probably came on the J1 in June of 24. Is that right, or did you come earlier than that?
No, I came early. It's a 3-year program, extensible for 2 more. I came 18 months ago.
And the reason you want to get married later is because of life? Like that's just what you would prefer?
Yeah, we were thinking about doing it after around 2 years of relationship.
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
Is that because you don't have to do the 751?
I don't know what the 751 is.
That's okay. If you get married and you apply for a green card and you've been married less than 2 years, then you'll get a conditional green card.
Oh yeah, I know.
And at the end of those 2 years, you have to file another form and convince them that you're still married. So some people say, we're going to get married and wait to apply because they think they can work the system.
No, it's just because we wanted to wait a little bit more to get married after a few more months of dating. But since we are both on our 40s and we were planning on having children,
Yeah.
at least one together. We didn't want to wait too much.
So I'm just the immigration lawyer, and things are about to get a whole lot harder in immigration land. They're going to make the rules harder. They're going to slow everything down. If I'm you and I'm in the United States, I'm thinking about things completely differently than the way you and your fiance are thinking about things. I'm thinking of, how do I protect myself? How do I make sure that I don't get screwed by whatever changes Trump's bringing in? How do I make sure that I don't get screwed when they gut the USCIS and they gut the State Department, so that there just aren't anybody to work on the cases? They cut the budgets back so far that nothing's moving. So I would do things in the exact opposite way you're doing. I would get married tomorrow, and it can be a courthouse wedding. I would get married tomorrow, and you can have another big wedding later. You can have it where you invite everybody, but wherever you live, I'd invite some friends and say, hey, we're going down to the courthouse sometime in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get married. And then I would send off my beautiful, freshly minted, certified marriage certificate to the nation of Spain and say, I want to start my visa waiver, my 212E waiver, and let that part play itself out, because that's going to take 8 or 9 months. So I don't know why you'd want to renew your J1 when you could be married to a U.S. citizen and get a work card and work wherever you want.
Yeah, because I don't know about timing.
Yeah.
So,
well, nobody knows timing right now because things are going to be all jacked up.
Right.
So again, to me, that makes me want to file sooner rather than later and get the stuff in before January 20th.
Okay. And one last question.
Sure.
I'm a single mom. I've got a boy. He is a J2.
Sure.
How would it be for him, the whole process?
It's the same thing. He's just going to ride on your waiver.
Under mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it, Jim. Thank you very much for your advice. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. If you need any help, let us know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. Yep. All right. That was a great call to start off. All right. Let's go to Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. You're on mute, buddy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. How's it going, Jim?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. Alhamdulillah. Everything is good.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
For asking, man. So, Jim, I have 2 questions. The first one is related to my family, an I-30 petition. So they were, a long time ago, after spending so much time on a B1, B2, they got voluntarily deported, departed voluntarily. So they filed an I-130 based on the citizen. Okay. So I just wanted to file a G639 for them to get all the documents.
Great.
They have all of those documents, but we just need to have them as a plan B in case we get a request for information or something. So is there anything else that I have to file for other than that for them, or is that's
so
all?
Let's back up. So when did these people come to the United States?
That was back in 2000 and left in 2005.
So they would have a 10-year bar, and they would have already done.
Yeah, they finished all of that.
What country are we talking about? Egypt. Okay. And so I guess while they were in the United States during that 5-year period, they had a child who's now turned 21 and filed the I-130 for them.
Yep.
And okay, so they're going to want to do a USCIS FOIA, which is that G639. They're also going to want to do a Freedom of Information Act to ICE, to the EOIR, to get their deportation file. The two things might not contain the same information, so I would request both.
Okay. All right. Okay. So ICE is what again? Sorry.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Okay. All right.
So here's what I'll do, Mohammed. If you send me an email, I came across a place that has all the addresses for all the places to FOIA, like CBP, ICE, and I think that would be a helpful document for people to have. Okay. So if you email me, I'll make that document for you, and then I'll start sharing it with people who want it, if that makes sense.
All right. That's really nice of you. Appreciate it, man.
Cool. Yeah, send me an email. I got you.
Okay. So I have another thing regarding myself. So
yeah, sure.
I'm on a STEM OPT right now, and it's going to in August of 26, and my employer is thinking of doing the green card sponsorship. We're still thinking of doing it on an NIW, but we're still kind of hesitant about that because of the years.
NIW is about to come to a screeching halt.
So if we could, it would be better to do it sooner than later for
No,
them.
I think as soon as they get their people in there, they're just gonna start denying all of them. I think a lot of people think, maybe even me included, that they've really stretched what NIW stands for and it's supposed to be used for. So I think the Trump people, that's gonna be something they're gonna stop real quick.
Okay. All right. So anyways, if it's either this or that, it would be better to start it sooner than later.
Why are they going straight to green card? Why aren't they doing the H-1B in between?
They're doing that, but they're trying to, because it's
the lottery.
The ability of you getting selected and all that stuff.
Cool. Good. Yeah.
So also so how much time do I have after the expiration of the OPT to either get myself onto another status or to leave? Do they think is it a 60-day grace period or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Hamid, see, buddy. All right. Ravina's up next. Ravina's wondering, how do I get on the show? Usually get on the show. I call on the people who are on camera in the waiting room, Ravina.
Sorry. Is it okay if I keep my camera off?
Go for it.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you do. I love to see your posts on TikTok and all that you're doing for the immigrants. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So I actually am speaking on behalf of my mother's case.
Okay.
We got into the country in 2005 on B1, B2.
Okay.
Then transferred to H1, which was my father was on H1, and then I was a dependent along with my sister and my mother on H4.
Yep.
In 2012, he passed away. So my mom ended up overstaying her visa. And recently, this year, she married a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
In March, end of March this year. And she has not filed her application yet. She was not ready, and they were trying to get some strong evidence together for things to go smoothly. We have been doing some online research, and Trump coming in the picture, I'm assuming that the interviews will be back, or however things might be more stricter, or there might be more denials.
All those things are going to happen.
Okay, so I mean, my question to you is, should she wait to file the application a few months later to see what exactly is going to change?
I would say, I mean, if she's married to a U.S. citizen and it's a real marriage and you can demonstrate that they were both free to marry and that it isn't just to get her back into status. If we can establish that, I would file sooner rather than later, and I would try to file it before January 20th. I don't think anything is going to change immediately after January 20th, but how long have they been together?
They've known each other since a year before they got married, at least, I think. Yeah.
And when did they get married?
March 28th, 2024.
So she's just scared to file.
Yeah, I mean, she's overstayed for a long time, and immigrants are scared sometimes to even deal with things. So she is just a little concerned about that. And looking at Trump, I think even some green card holders at this point are scared. So I'm just.
Well, but on the other hand, if she'd applied in March after she got married, she'd probably have her green card by now.
Yes, I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But it did not happen. So she just wants to know, you think, I mean, I don't know. She gets nervous even thinking of officers. So I don't want her to unnecessarily get nervous.
Well, have her use an attorney and have the attorney go with them. They're not going to pull that shit with an attorney there. The only question I have one of the big questions I have when someone's been out of status for so long, and you might ask her this and sort of dig deep on it. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily have to tell me on the show, but if she's been working, or if she ever said that she was a U.S. citizen and said that to get a job, that would be a problem.
No, that's never happened.
Good.
So none of that has happened, but in general, she's just nervous. And, my father passed away. So she went through a lot being here, and so now she's just very nervous to go through it. And obviously Trump she's just more thinking that should I just wait to see what Trump's going to do and see how things go and wait a little longer?
That's wrong. I think it's this thing should have been filed April or May. I think her thinking is backwards. I'd file it tomorrow.
Okay, so I mean, from your experience with Trump, do you think he's going to make major changes to marriage-based green card situations?
Like I said, I think it's just going to be a slowdown more than anything, and I don't think they're going to target applications that are already on file. And I think the thing, if you want to talk about big changes, they have the Republican House and Senate and the presidency and the judiciary, so they could go big and try to change things. Again, another reason why to file sooner rather than later. Most likely, whatever changes they bring into effect, they're not going to be able to make them retroactive to cases that were already on file. So, with all the earnestness that I can command, I would beg your mother to file this thing this week.
Thank you for your honest opinion. And one more question, sorry, it is for my sister. So she has been on DACA because she aged out at the age of 21 when she was under age 4.
Yeah.
For my father. She's been on DACA since it first came out, and she's scared because last time Trump did everything to take it off. I mean, do you know what are any other options, or what will happen, or any ideas from your opinion?
I think DACA's done pretty quickly. I think they'll be able to dismantle it much more effectively than they did last time. It still might take a year or two to get caught up in court and stuff, but she's in that same boat almost as your mom, with the only thing that's really going to save her or cure her would be a good faith marriage.
Oh, so you're saying that you think they will take out DACA for sure this time?
You're going to try.
Okay. And I did message your WhatsApp once.
Okay, well, shoot us an email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. It's right there at the bottom. That's probably a better way to do it.
Okay, then I will do that. I really appreciate your help and everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Of course, Ravina. Thanks.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go to CMAB. Hi, CMAB.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Just some good news. I'm following your shows, and you are my lawyer for my green card case. It was pending for 5 years, and you did the writ of mandamus, I guess.
Yeah.
Back in 2020, and within 1 month, I got my green card.
Nice.
And now I'm a U.S. citizen.
Nice.
Yes, and got my passport like 2 months ago, and was trying to get into your show, and just thank you for everything you do.
Oh, thanks, CMAB. I appreciate it. I remember your name for sure.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
yeah, thank you.
You got it, bud. Stay in touch, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks, CMAB.
Bye-bye.
How about that? We always like when people call back, especially after they become a U.S. citizen. That's just the best. I saw some more good news here from Aduni. Hubby's interview was this morning and was approved. We are so happy. Can he wait until February to arrive here? You're kidding, right? You're kidding. He's got his visa in his hand and he's going to wait till after January 20th. To that, I say, hell no. Get him here now, Aduni. Don't be waiting. All right. We like good news. All right. Ismaila, hello.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing, bud?
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know that I replied to your email, though.
And just to let you know, you have a very complicated case that's 20 years old that I haven't finished going through yet.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because my wife and I was thinking about maybe we can file for 212 and then later on 601 or whatever it is.
I don't know that you need a 212, but we shouldn't talk about it now since you sent me that stuff. We can talk about it. Just give me maybe till the weekend, okay?
Okay, good.
It's a long history. See you, buddy.
I know. See you. Thanks again, okay?
Of course. All right, that's our friend Ismaila. I knew why he was sitting there, and I didn't want him to keep waiting, so I pulled him up. All right. Sarah, hello.
Ricky, I'm stepping away. Hello. Sorry.
How you doing?
I have a question. I'm planning to do with my fiancé visa.
Okay.
and I'm in U.S. citizenship, and he Syrian. I'm Syrian too. He live in Turkey,
Okay.
and in Turkey they only give the kimlik, which is the ID shows their picture
Okay.
to move around.
Okay.
That will be enough to say that he live over there or he's a refugee, or because some people they said I have to bring a proof from there, but he have been asking, no one told him there's anything like that to bring a proof or so.
So have you filed your I-129F yet?
No, we're
So
still working on it. I could bring all the paper in.
hurry up. Hurry up. That's why I asked. I want you to hurry up. You're worrying about things that might come into play 2 years from now when you haven't even gotten the thing started. So get the thing on file. Okay.
So you think don't worry about any
Oh, I'm going to answer your question in just a second, but I'm
Oh,
trying to
sorry.
tell you first off, get started. When was the last time you saw each other face to face?
We went in I went in September to him for 20 days.
Okay. So I really want you to get this thing on file before the end of the year. Okay. That should be your goal. Say, I'm going to get this thing on file before the end of the year. Okay.
Okay.
You're saying that right now he has legal permission to live in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he needs to worry about as far as getting into the embassy. If he can prove that he has the right to be in Turkey, that's all that matters.
Okay. Another question that people scared him over there about the military book. You know,
Okay.
in Syria there's a war, and when he was in Syria, he didn't went to the military because of the college. So in his military book it says he didn't went because of his school.
Really?
Right now, a lawyer over there tell him you have to go back and pay money for them to like you cleared from the military, like you don't need to do military anymore.
No, screw that. If the U.S. government tells him that, that's one thing. But until then, don't mess around with that. That's just somebody trying to scam him.
Because the lawyer that he told him, the U.S. here, they may tell him, oh, you have not followed the law in your country. How are you gonna follow the law right here in U.S.?
No, tell them to stop talking to people in Turkey. They don't know shit. Have them call me. Just get the I-129F on file and stop worrying about all these other things that might not ever happen.
Okay, so just send it and we will be fine. Hope.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thanks.
That's
Sarah.
all. Everything. Thank you so much.
Masalama.
Masalama.
All right. Some of my favorite people have arrived. Ivy Sky says, I love this show. I wish you could come on every day. Well, Ramadan will probably come on every day. That'll be in March. But usually we do 3 or 4 shows a week. Then, of course, the queen of the Yardies is here. Hola, Donna. How's everything? I guess it's nighttime over in Jamaica, so everybody's probably having fun without me. Donna's giving big ups to all the Yardies, to Ryan, her son, to Donna. Rich is here too, Donna. I don't know if you know. And then Ivy Sky says, I learned a lot from you, and hearing all these people's stories about what they go through while trying to immigrate to or stay in America legally is very touching. I agree. Yeah, Donna's all over Rich. All right. Up for all the Yardies. Ramadan, I think, Dammy, it should be, somebody will know in the comments. It's probably like, let's see. I think Noor's birthday was May 8th last year. I don't know. Maybe it's March. I can't remember. I'll look it up in a minute. Let's go to Ravi. Hi, Ravi. You're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm an Indian citizen. I am here on F1 in 2021, and I was having 2 kids, and I recently got married to an American citizen in November 2024. And after that, when I asked, like, she's willing to sponsor me, and we noticed that she has a felony on her file. She has served for 6 months, and then she's on probation now. So will that affect my case?
So this is your spouse?
Yes, that's my spouse.
And they have a felony charge for assault?
Sale of cocaine.
Sale of cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay. How long ago did that happen?
It's in 2021.
Okay, so here's the problem. USCIS does look at the criminal history of the U.S. citizen. 99% of the time, it doesn't have any bearing on anything. But if it's a serious crime, then they say to themselves, well, this person's a drug dealer. They may be using drugs. They are criminal. So one thing that criminals like to do is file fake marriage cases. So yes, I think it hurts the credibility of the whole case. Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, that's a question. And look, should we wait and file, or like as you answered, I heard that if the marriage is bona fide, it can be filed immediately. That is what you have said.
Yeah, but I think if I were your lawyer, I would spend a significant amount of time talking to your spouse about drug use, criminality, trying to show that they've reformed, they're going to meetings or whatever. Like, I think I'd spend 30 or 40% of the case is going to be about whether or not she's still a criminal.
Okay.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, buddy. All right, let's go to Osman. Osman, hello. Osman Rich Boy, are you there?
Oh, yeah, hi.
Go ahead, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, good, thank you. So, my case is pretty simple. I'm from Sierra Leone. I've been here on a B1, B2 visa. And I've been here since 2022. And then before the expiration of my B1, B2, I filed for an extension because I discovered a church and I needed to work with the church. So before we put the documents together for the R1, I filed for an extension. And then we did the extension. And then while waiting for the extension, before the extension elapsed, the 6 months elapsed, we filed for the R1. So now here's my question. Of course, my R1 lasts for 2 years. It ends in 2025. So I'm worried because
did the R1 get approved?
April.
Did the R1 get approved?
Yes. Yes, it is approved. Yes, it got approved just about 2 months after we filed it.
Great.
So since 2023, and it expires in 2025 in April. And now we have January 20th coming up. So is it safe for me to wait until April when it ends to file, or do I need to start the process in January?
Yeah, no, I'd start sooner. Yeah, you want to get your receipt notice back before it expires.
Okay, yeah, because I was told by the lawyers that filed through for me that after it expires, we could file for, I think it's EB4 or something. I don't know if that's the category of green card. I think it's EB4.
Yeah, it is. Right? Yeah, but the problem with those are there's a huge backlog on those. Your R1, even if you get the 3-year extension, your R1's going to get your R1's going to expire before the visa becomes current on the EB4. So they should file for renewal of your R1 and start the green card process for the I-360 like right away.
Okay, so you're saying that we should start the renewal for the R1 even before April, right away, like right now?
Just sometime soon, but also so in the old days, just so you understand, Osman, in the old days, there was like a 6-month backlog on I-360s in the EB4 category, right? So, but now there's what happened was they changed, they added groups of people, specifically special immigrant visas for children into the EB4 category, and overnight it went from being a 6-month wait to like a 4.5-year wait.
Okay.
So what I've been telling people. So in the old days, you could just wait till like right around the time you filed the R1 renewal, like after the 2 years, like maybe 2.5 years, you just start the green card process and you'd be fine. But now I'm actually telling people, if you like this guy, Osman, and he has his R1 and 2 or 3 months have gone by, that's when you should start on the I-360. Don't wait until it's time to renew because the backlog is so long. You need to get your priority date.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
in other words, Usman,
Mhm.
yellow, let's get it on file.
Wow, thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you.
buddy. See ya.
That's all. Thank you. Have a
Yep, you too. All right, Jonah's here. Hello, Jonah. You're on mute.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. My name is Jonah, and I'm a member of the U.S. military. I'm in the Army National Guard. I got a brief question that I want to ask with regards to my case. Last year, I got my green card, my conditional green card, like right around this time, and then I joined the Army. And when I was in basic training, there is like an expedited process where we are allowed to apply for citizenship, and I took advantage of that, and the process went smooth. I did everything that I could do. In July of this year, while I was still on army training, I did my citizenship interview, and the immigration officer recommended an approval. But suddenly my case has been stuck. I don't know what is wrong. My chain of command reached out to the immigration liaison at my base, like, oh, why this soldier's case is being stuck. Like, they contacted USCIS in South Carolina. They said like they are doing my military check, and we reached out to the person who is in charge to do soldiers um military check. They said like they did whatsoever they could do right now is in the hands of USCIS. So my chain of command, we exploited every means we could do. I reached out to my senators to have them to have USCIS to work on my case. It has been more than 120 days now since I did my interview. Um,
Nice.
and my chain of command is not recommending, like, since we have tried, we have tried all means that we could. You reach out to your senator in Minnesota. You reach out to you reach out to the military um, um, immigration liaison, to reach out to USCIS to know what is happening. You have seen multiple inquiries as it relate to your case. Why is the delay? And always keep getting like this generic response, "Hey, that we are working on your case, blah blah blah. You just got to wait." And the only solution right now is to file a lawsuit. So I spoke with the with, with the legal team at my unit, because they don't do like immigration cases. They just do like criminal cases. So they said I should reach out to an immigration lawyer and try to explain my situation to them to see how best they can to see how best they can help me. So that's why I'm reaching out to you today.
I'm your man, Jonah. Send me an email. Did you have your interview at the Minneapolis field office?
No, I did my interview at in South Carolina GFC office, and then when I graduated, I asked them to transfer my case at my local field office because I changed my address.
What was the date of your interview?
It was July 23rd of this year.
Oh wow, so definitely more than 120 days.
Definitely.
Jonah, were you ever in the military before you were in the United States, or no?
No, this is my first time being in the military.
Okay. Well, I can help you. I can get this thing moving if you send me an email, and I'll give you a real good deal since you're in the military. I'll do it for like half price. So.
I reached out to one of your guys. Let me go back to my email called Daniel, but he said like you guys cannot do like McDonald's.
We can't what?
You guys cannot do like cases like this.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, it's okay. I'll talk to Daniel. He's awesome. I'll talk to him in the morning, and we'll shoot you an email in the morning. Okay.
Just write my name down. It's Jonah Coleman. It's Jonah Coleman Jr. And my email is Coleman. It's Coleman Jr. 2020 at gmail.com.
Don't give out your email. I'll track you down through Daniel.
Yeah, perfect. So then Daniel has my email. I reach out to him, everything. I explain everything I have to explain to him. But he said like because me and my wife we're in some kind of issue right now. Like we in kind of separation. So so he said no, you gotta wait and file for like to remove the conditional.
You might have to. I was thinking that before. You might have to file the 751. I don't know, but I don't know how. When you were talking earlier, I was thinking to myself, I think he still has to do the 751, but I don't know if the military says you can.
No, I mean, no. When I spoke with my chain of command, they said because like I have a lot of friends who even have like less than 6 months on a green card, like like
conditional.
yeah, like exactly like conditional green card, 6 months, 1 year. So like they all got that citizenship right on training, like 2-3 months. So
Yep.
so it's not something like I have to do like remove like wait until 2 years because the army offers like an expedited process. And moreover, I am entitled to security clearance in the army, and my security clearance background check and interview has been conducted. When I speak with my security manager, she said like we are just waiting on your naturalization certificate to grant you your security clearance. So so that's my whole situation right now.
I think it also might be because you moved.
Yes, but I moved, but that doesn't mean like I still reach out to Minneapolis field office. I went in pricing and I went in pricing and and I spoke with the security over there to let me know that hey, I've moved. I also updated my address like I updated my address like 2 days before leaving, and there and also I send them an email to let them know that hey, can you please transfer my case to my new address? So so they did because I've been calling. There is a specific number that USCIS has for member of the military. I've been calling that number to confirm like indeed where is my current location of my case. They keep saying like oh my case is with the Minneapolis St. Paul field office, and also like when I was in South Carolina and Virginia, I went in pricing at Norfolk field office. I spoke with the immigration supervisor, like the person who was actually working my case. I met him in pricing. We had a long discussion along with my team of command. He said like
Jonah,
yeah.
I got you. I'll email you first thing in the morning, okay?
Sorry?
I will email you first thing in the morning, okay?
Perfect. Okay. So
you'll be the first person I email tomorrow, I promise.
Perfect. So just check with Daniel. He has my email already.
Got it.
Thank you.
Bye, Jonah. Thank you for your service. See you, bud. I see there's an interesting discussion going on. Tony asked me what I had for dinner. I made chili that cooked in the crock pot all day, and then we had chili and grilled cheese. Looks like some people got some chicken McNuggets going. We got curried chicken going. That sounds good. We got some turkey resuscitation going on. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Gonzalez has been waiting. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, I have a question. I got married back in 2022. This year we got separated due to domestic violence, and yeah. So my wife got charged with domestic violence, and I ended up doing self-petitioning through a lawyer, and
for VAWA.
Yeah, for VAWA.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, as we were still waiting, I called back home in Africa, and one of my family members told me that I have a child with somebody back in 2012, and I didn't know anything about that. So as we were trying to figure things out, like who where the child came from and all that. So I just thought, is it okay to go ahead and notify USCIS that I have a child, but I have never mentioned that I have a child before?
Do you know for sure that it's your child?
I don't know. We haven't done any DNA test to make sure that that's my child.
I would notify them until you're sure.
Okay, and another question. So, is it okay for me to mention in my, because right now, as we're speaking, we are going through divorce, and is it okay to mention in my divorce that I have a child? Because
I don't know that you have a child. You don't know that you have a child.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, back home they're saying, "Oh, the child looks like you," but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so until you're sure that this is your child, I wouldn't list them. Now, that might make it later on if you ever want to try to apply for them. That might be true, but I would not want you to list a child that isn't yours, because you know what I mean. You got to be. I would hurry up and find out if it's mine, and then I would maybe call me back or proceed accordingly. But first things first, you got to know if it's your kid or not. I wouldn't mess with any of your court records or your USCIS records until you actually know if it's your kid or not.
So, and should I is it going to affect me later if I go back and do a DNA test and confirm that it's my child?
Well, I think that they're going to be suspicious of you having this kid from 12 years ago that you never knew about, right? So whenever you bring this up, it's going to cause problems, right? So even if you became a citizen and then it came up, that could cause problems, right? But if you're proceeding on an I-360, it might not be that big a deal. I'm just telling you, they won't believe that you just found out in 2024 that you had a kid from 2012. They just won't believe it. So you'll have to prove that. You'll have to prove how you found out this was your kid. You'll have to prove why you didn't know this was your kid. And then it's all a matter of whether or not they believe you or not.
Okay.
Thanks, Gonzalez. Yep, for sure. Cynthia says, almost all males who call on the show and talk about VAWA always seem fishy. Interesting observation. All right, let's go to Mubi. Hi, Mubi.
Hi, sir. Can you have the camera, please?
Okey-doke.
I'm asking the question on behalf of my father. Last month in 19 November, he had a visa interview, and the visa got denied based on the previous file misrepresentation and fraud. Like in 2002, he got applied for F2B, and some relatives misguided him, so he didn't open about his his marriage. Sorry. And the last visa interview, which was in November, the visa got denied for whole family based on misrepresentation and fraud. So they gave the refusal worksheet, which is 212601, like a fraud waiver, and they asked to submit the document on the USCIS, and then they will see. So what you would say on it?
So there's this guy. We're going to call him Robbie. Robbie is now married to a U.S. citizen. Is that the deal? What's the current case for this fellow?
Sorry?
The current case that this guy has going on. What is it? Who filed for him? The current case.
The current case, my uncle filed for my father, which is F4 visa.
Oh, and they're saying that your brother can't come because of a prior fraud?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how old is your brother?
I'm asking the question on behalf of my father, and my uncle filed it. So I'm the daughter of.
Okay, I'm confused. Okay. So your dad
Yeah,
has a U.S. citizen brother,
yeah,
and that U.S. citizen brother filed an I-130 for your dad a long time ago,
yeah.
and now
Uh,
it's current. Now it's current.
Current, and they had visa interview, and it like they got denied based on the
Because in
misrepresentation.
2002,
To-
Dad said he was single when he was really married.
Yeah,
Is the person that he was married to in 2002 the person he's married to now?
yeah,
And they're not giving him the visa.
yeah,
And a waiver was filed. Who's the qualifying relative on the waiver?
yeah. That's the problem, that we don't have
Yeah.
spouses, or my father don't have.
Yeah. So your father's father is not in the United States. Mother or father isn't in the United States.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's not going to work. There's no qualifying relative.
yeah. So the like there is no way to get a green card for my father.
No.
Okay, like no chance.
Well, when you commit immigration fraud, they don't like that, and they don't give people visas that commit immigration fraud.
Okay, so then in 2010,
So most of those people don't get visas, but they do have a waiver for people that can show hardship to a U.S. citizen, spouse, or parent. And
yeah.
you don't have those, so it's not going to work.
So why NVC give that shit like worksheet that you need to do that processing?
Because they don't know whether or not you have a qualifying relative. That's not for them to decide. They're saying you're inadmissible. You might be eligible for a waiver. We don't know. Here's what you need to do if you have a qualifying relative.
Okay, but the later in 2002, he accepted he misrepresented, and he just write the later. It's about the sorry and all that stuff, and then the file was closed. So
Yeah, but being sorry for fraud isn't a way to get fraud forgiven. The only way to get fraud forgiven is if you can show exceptional hardship.
oh, okay, thank you.
Hi, Mubi.
Yeah.
See ya. Rogerio, hello.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for picking up.
For sure. Sorry it took so long. I saw you waiting there for a while.
No, that's fine. My wife's coming here. So my case is this. We are my wife is an American citizen. We've been married for 8 years. We filed for the I-130, and it got approved. And then we filed for the I-601A, and we've been waiting to be approved for almost 4 years.
Yeah, right. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, and we called the immigration about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The lady told us to call on January 19th. It's a day before Donald Trump takes into office. and what you said is
we'll decide it as we're walking out the door.
Yeah, that's kind of freak us out a little bit, because we don't know what his first move is going to be. But anyways, my question is, what are the risks of him changing the laws about I-601A? And if what you told us is that if they don't get back to us into January 19, we should call them, and then they're gonna call to the person who has our file on his hands and inquire from him why it's not done yet.
That's BS. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. So what's your suggestion, and what should we do, and how much should we be worried about it?
So I do think that 601As are something that they might try to change. It's going to be hard for them to change that. I don't know if they'll be able to apply it retroactively, so I think you'll be okay there. The problem is, just as you know, they just can't get anybody to decide those things. So there was a big so do you know what a class action is? Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, so a class action is when you say, like, if I were your lawyer and I wanted to file a lawsuit because your 601A is taking more than 4 years, when I do those lawsuits, I do them one person at a time, right? But there were these other lawyers like 2 years ago who said, oh my God, there's all these 601As all around the country who have been waiting for 3 or 4 years to get their 601A decision. And so they filed a lawsuit with like 3 or 4 of these people. And then they said, Judge, we don't want to represent just these 3 or 4 people. We want to represent everybody across the country or in their district, whatever it was, I don't know, that are waiting for a 601A for 3 or 4 years. And they tried to turn it into this really big thing. Well, that's always a bad idea, because when you do that, you know what? USCIS fights a lot harder, right?
Correct.
So during that time, I tried to file some 601A lawsuits, one person at a time, like for you, and they all said, we can't do anything because of that class action. We have to sit on it. So they lost that class action. It was dumb. It was a waste of time and money, and it didn't work. So if I'm you and my case has been waiting for 4 years, I might think about filing my own lawsuit just to see what happens. I don't know what'll happen now after that class action. I don't know what, I haven't done any for a 601A for someone who just is on their own, right? So I think it might work now that all that heat from the old thing is off, but I don't know for sure. Like, I just don't know if it would work. Where do you live?
Massachusetts.
So I would say
my case is in Potomac.
Okay. So if I were to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong of a waiver case do you think that you have?
Well, you tell me. We've been married for 8 years. We have 2 kids together, a 7-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter. We are not a public charge at all. We have our own home.
Does your spouse have any kind of like health issues? That's the big thing.
Well, she has like anxiety. That's my wife.
Hi.
Yeah. She has like an anxiety that she has to take controlled medication for since she's a teenage. Yeah.
And did you submit all that stuff?
And we have a daughter.
Did a lawyer file your 601A?
Oh, well, we believe he did, because that's what the
you didn't do it on your own. A lawyer did it.
Yeah. The lawyer did it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say either keep waiting or sue them.
Okay. Well, I don't think our lawyer is gonna want to sue them. He's too slow. But if we take that decision, I reach out to you.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Thank you.
Take care. You got it. All right. Now remember, we're going a little late because yesterday I thought it was a solid waiver case myself too. I would file that waiver case, and I might even be willing to give them a little bit of a deal, because I don't know if it would work. Sometimes I structure those things differently. When I did my first asylum lawsuit, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I did it sort of like pay me half up front, and then if it works, you pay me the other half. Oh, hold on a second. Umaru's here. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, Jim. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm on my way to Nigeria, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
did she have her interview? She did have her interview, right?
No, she didn't. We're hoping March or April. She hasn't gotten the letter yet, but based on the process where they are, in the rotation.
You're going to go hang out.
Exactly. But I'll be back. I have to come back to work before in January.
So anyway, for like 3 weeks or a month?
Yeah, about 3 weeks, yes.
How long does it take to get to Nigeria from Arizona?
It takes, if you count the time to get from Yuma to Phoenix and have to wait till the next day.
That's the worst. That's the worst part, huh?
Exactly. It's about 48 hours.
Oh my God. So do you go? Well, how long is the drive? Is it from Yuma to Phoenix? Like
3 hours.
4 hours? 3?
No, 3 hours. Yeah.
3, and then what? Do you go east or you go east, right? Like you go, like what do you go to New York and then to?
Yeah. So from Phoenix, a flight to Washington D.C. D.C. to Togo to Nigeria. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. It is.
I'm sure you'll be glad to see her.
Yes, definitely.
Well, and
Yeah,
hopefully they won't throw Nigeria in any ban when this bullshit starts on January 20th.
Exactly. Yes, I don't mention that to my wife at all. That's,
Yeah, good.
be optimistic. Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So
well,
actually,
keep
I'm calling on behalf of my former student.
Okay.
She wants to do a PhD in the US. She's married, so
Okay.
she wants to know the process. Does she come first? Is she able to come to with her husband at the same time? What does it look like? That's what she wants to know.
She's from Nigeria?
Yes, she's from Nigeria.
And does she have a school that is going to give her an I-20?
No, she hasn't. She will find. She knows she has to get that first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know because, Umaro, I don't spend that much time on non-student visas like that. I've certainly had situations because they contact me when the spouse can't get their visa later. I think it goes both ways. I think you can try to push them together, but I do think there's a little bit of the F1 goes first and the F2 goes second. And I don't know how long that gap is. This is something I would think that if she talks to whatever university is going to give her the I-20, they would know about that. And I would imagine that people here might even know in the comments.
All right. I appreciate you, Jim.
See you, buddy. Safe travels.
Thanks,
man. That's our old friend Umaru. Mikey's here. Hello, Mikey.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, Jim, I had a quick question for you. I was a green card holder and I applied for my wife, her I-130. She's overseas, and it's been since 2022, back in August. So I got my citizenship 2 months ago, and I upgraded the I-130 to IR1. And I haven't.
USCIS?
Yeah, I contacted USCIS, and they upgraded
USCIS
it
hasn't
to.
approved the I-130.
No, they haven't yet.
What's the receipt date?
It's in August 2022.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So you notify them that you.
Yeah, I notified them that I became a citizen. Then I called them back several times, and then they checked on the system and they said, yes, we already upgraded you last month. So now I'm just wondering how long does it take for them to approve it? Usually when you upgrade. The second question is how long should I wait before like taking an action, like suing them or whatever?
How did you get your green card originally?
I got it through my mom long time ago.
Not through marriage.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I would sue them. 2 years and 2 months is a really long time, and the fact that you notify them that you're a citizen and still not approved, you should sue them tomorrow.
Okay. All right. The second question: should I?
We're suing at like 14 months, so you're a year past that.
Yeah, but they haven't. They have upgraded like a month ago. That's.
I don't believe them. I don't think they've upgraded squat. I don't think they even know what that means.
Okay. The second question: should I upload some of the new pictures to the the USCIS website as evidence of my marriage?
If you want,
just an extra.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'll send you an email, I guess, on info to figure
Sounds
out
good.
how much.
Thank you, Mikey.
Okay. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Yeah, for sure. All right. JD's been waiting. Hello.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing, man?
I love the sound of your dinner. Got me hungry.
It was good, man. It cooked all day. Usually I use ground turkey, but Nor wanted me to switch it up, so I put in some more spices. I threw in some extra tomatoes, and I used ground beef instead of turkey. So it was very hearty on this cold day.
Sounds good. All right.
What's up?
So I have a quick question. My dad, son, which is my brother, he's a U.S. citizen, filed for him, I think last year, but he got denied because my brother doesn't have his last name. So they're asking for more evidence of him being in his life, in his childhood life, and stuff like that. But my dad doesn't have much like evidence to like show. Today he just went to his elementary school and got some letters that he was a guardian. Also, we're writing letters of just affidavit support.
Yeah.
To say was in his childhood and took care of him and whatever.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, we have a 30-day notice to appeal because they denied the case, but we took too kind of long to like act on it. So it's like maybe
That's
4
okay.
days.
I would have told you just refile anyway. I wouldn't want you to appeal.
Okay. So since we get like guardian letters from the school and like the affidavit support with just us vouching for him, is that something will be considered a better case this time?
This is for an I-130?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds a lot better than what you had before. What about pictures?
He said he's working on it. They was doing some digging around and got a picture or two, I believe.
I think that's all you can do, man.
Okay, everything has to be notarized, correct?
Of course.
Okay. And also, it doesn't matter how long he has been here or whatever, right?
No.
In the States. Okay.
No.
All right. Can I email you, or I talked to one of your representative this morning, but I just got a email. I don't know if I could CC my brother because he was the one that filed for him, or CC
Yeah.
my dad and my brother.
He wants us to take over the case?
Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. Have him email us. Sure. You can CC him.
We're in New York, so is that okay for you?
Yeah, immigration's federal, so we do stuff all over the country.
All right, sounds good. Can you put me like in a, what do you call that, expedited position where that's me, or?
Yeah, email, say this is JD. I was on last night with Jim, and we'll look at it tomorrow morning.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. See ya. That's JD. Let's talk to B. Hi, B.
Hey, Jim. I was on last week, but somebody called me, so it disconnected. I was so sad. I was so sad about it.
I think I remember. We were just having a good talk, and then you went to God.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, I have two questions. One is my own situation, and one is, I said if I get on with you, I'd ask a question for as a favor for someone else or whatever.
Okay.
So, my husband lives in West Africa. We got married in his country, and I plan to file for him to come here. I believe that's a I-130, right? Or correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure about it. Okay. I want to know, what can I do to make our case stronger? I've been to his country a handful of times. And I usually stay for like a month, 6 weeks, something like that. So we spend time together. And yeah, so I just want to know what I could do to make that, like, to make our case stronger, because, normally in a bona fide marriage, you would have to do things like have a joint bank account or
not when they're overseas. Not when they're overseas.
Not when they're, so what could I do to,
How did you meet?
just by me going over there,
Okay. So
for tourism.
When was the first time you went?
To that country I went, the first time I went was maybe like in 2019 or 2018, and I normally go, and I was going once or twice in a year, just because I fell in love with the country.
Nice.
I knew a friend from there, and so I would travel, tourism, and then that was it. I got to know him.
When did you first meet him?
2019. Yeah, 2019.
And when did you get married?
This year.
So you have a 5-year history, and you go over there twice a year?
Once or twice. So 1 year I probably went twice, then the next year I probably went once, something like that.
My sister, you know that I've had people on this show who go over there for a 5-day trip and get married on the 5th day, right?
Oh, okay. So, but the point is, we don't have anything together, though.
Well, do you have pictures from when you went?
I have a little bit of pictures, yes. More pictures on the most recent trip, because this was our trip that we got married, right?
Do you have all
And
your travel receipts and everything, your airline tickets and all that stuff?
yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. So I would do a chart of all your visits. I would try to figure out. I would say to myself, if I had to prove that for each trip, if I had to prove that this was the only time I ever met him, what's everything I would submit in proof of that? They're not going to expect you to have much more than the wedding stuff, the trips, and text, or text messages or instant messages.
Okay, so they will want to see like text messages and phone call logs. That would be helpful.
Very. I mean,
okay.
And really, B, that's all you need.
And it's in my best interest to file it like ASAP, right?
I'd say by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm ready to do it like tomorrow. And then because also we were talking about like, what would his plan be when he got here? Like, what would he do for work and stuff like that. And it's funny that you had the military guy on, because he was saying, well, maybe he'll do that, like, so we can expedite certain processes and he could just be a full-fledged citizenship, so we don't have to worry about certain things and whatever the case may be. We thought that would be like
I vote no on that, but that's just my general aversion to military stuff, and I also think they screw immigrants when they promise them citizenship.
Okay.
As evidenced by our friend. So
okay.
I would encourage him to think of something else. He's
okay.
He's married to you. He's going to be on a good track.
Okay. So that's my situation.
Okay.
So when I went over there for the wedding, of course, we had, more family around and stuff like that. And I met one of his cousins. His cousin is a US citizen. And he got his citizenship through marriage. So a situation that his cousin is facing is that during his marriage, to his American wife, he only made the United States aware that he had 2 children. I believe in his marriage, they were having like little bouts of infidelity between the both of them. So so he didn't divulge to the US, to America, USCIS, that he has a 3rd child that was made during his marriage. He said he didn't know about it. He said the baby mom, the woman who he got pregnant back in his country, kept it a secret because she knew he would ask her to, terminate, whatever the case may be. And so now he was saying he wanted to file to bring his children to America, the 2 of them. And I'm an American citizen, so I was asking him questions, and I was like, well, what are you going to do about the 3rd? And he was like, he doesn't know yet, because he heard that they revoke people's citizenship. They might say that it was fraudulent or something like that.
I have a video on this very subject, and yes, he will get denaturalized for lying, because he wouldn't have got his green card if they knew that he had a baby mama and children out of wedlock. And Donald Trump, one of his first things he's going to do is reinstitute his denaturalization police. So I would say 100%.
Even if he can prove like he didn't know.
That's BS. That's what every single person says. Every single person says they didn't know. He totally knew.
Okay.
He's lying.
Okay. Well, I guess I wish him the best of luck. I guess I'll relay the message.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, I see my buddy Frank in the waiting room. I'm going to end the show with Frank. What's up, Frank?
Hey, Tio Jim, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So I have a situation that involves a very good friend of mine, and he's actually watching. Can I even go on off camera for this one? Thanks.
Got it.
So this very good friend of mine brought his wife here. I believe it was in 2022, and when she got here from Africa, she got a green card and stayed together. And like pretty much every marriage, there are some ups and downs sometimes, but really each time there were some bad times in the relationship, in the couple. He would do certain things that would just not make sense. I'll give you some examples. One time he went to the hospital with her because she said she wasn't feeling well, and later on, he went into the hospital thing where you see all the notes, and he saw that the nurse put in, like, he saw notes that the nurse had put in saying things like, "Oh, he pretty much accuses him of like abuse and stuff like that." And apparently, during one time she wasn't feeling all right, he traveled, and while he was gone, she called the suicide hotline and said a lot of things. And then when he came back, sometimes went by, and they had to go to the hospital. And when they arrived to the hospital pretty much prevented him from being with her while she was getting care.
Because of
You know?
everything you've been telling them.
Yes, pretty much.
Which,
And
according to your friend, none of it's true, right?
yeah, none of it is true, according to him. And I mean, he's my friend. I know him, and I want to believe him.
Yeah.
The thing is, he saw the notes. That was the first time he realized that she had been saying things about him. He confronted her very peacefully, and he said things along the lines of like, "Oh, I don't know why she put that thing there. I didn't say anything," and stuff like that. And he's like, "You were lying because they literally wrote in here that you said you are scared to leave because you're afraid that I'm going to take your green card away." You know, I mean, how does the hospital even know that you have a green card, or you were here on a green card or something? You know, you must have said that. So she just just said, "Oh, I don't know. We can go back there, and I will tell them to remove it. I don't know. I didn't tell anything. I didn't say anything, and whatnot." And then uh, so he just let it slide because he thought, okay, whatever. Um, Now they are separated, and he has been trying to get a job in a local government. For the third time, he pretty much is being refused the job at the background check level. So everything will go well. He will get the offer letter, and everything is well. And then when they run the background check, they come back saying, "Oh no, we don't, nothing." On this third one that just happened, the recruiter reached out to him after the background check and said, "Hey, get me in touch with your wife." He's still married, and she lives in another state. He lives here. He lives in they live in different states. And he just reached out, say, "Oh, get me in contact with your wife." He came forward and said, "Hey, okay, well, I will give this is her phone number, but just wanted to be honest. We are separated. We have some issues. I'm trying to, get things to get back together, get us to get back together, but just want to put that out there." He goes, and we don't know for a fact whether they were able to talk, but she but according to the recruiter, the first time he got in touch with her, he called, she didn't pick up. He left a voice message, so she really knew that someone was trying to get in touch with her. We don't know anything else, whether they had a conversation or not. But the recruiter, came back to him yesterday saying, "Oh, we cannot give you this job anymore. We saw some things in your background check that disqualifies you."
Okay.
So now we are wondering,
what's the question?
Is there any way, two-part questions, is there any way to kind of like find out whether he has said something to like social service and it can impact him on his job search? And the second question is, if she indeed did say those things, is there anything he can do to just remove that,
The only thing I could think of would be a lawsuit for defamation if the things she's saying aren't true. But of course, that's his wife. So I would find it unusual that he'd be missing out on jobs if there haven't been police reports. So just random allegations that she makes to the hospital or even to USCIS, I don't know how that could ever come back in a background check. I don't think that it would. I don't think that would be legal, actually. So I think maybe his guessing as to the source of his problems, it's probably off.
Okay.
So he needs, if he really, I mean, is he going to get divorced?
Yes, he didn't want to. He was trying to work things out, but at this point, he feels like there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, so those would all be questions for his divorce attorney. It's not really an immigration angle.
Okay. And the whole reason why, and one time when they were going back and forth, he threw something out like, "Oh, I've done my research. I know that if you and I are not together, even though I still have a just have to say things that you abuse me and stuff like that, and I will be able to stay." So kind of like he was already thinking about the VAWA route, which is what kind of like pushes him to think that she said a lot of things, a lot of those allegations, so that she could use it later on.
That may be true, but none of that would come back in his background check.
I
got to go, Frank. I'm wrapping the show.
Right.
See you,
Thank
brother.
you, Jim.
All right, bye, guys. All right, everybody. We went long. I promised we would. Let's see. Tomorrow will be the last show of the week, and tomorrow we are at noon. Noon tomorrow, our usual lunchtime show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you want to do us a favor, go to reviewhackinglaw.com, www.reviewhackinglaw.com, and leave us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate it. It was fun doing the night show. I like these nighttime shows. I feel like we get a lot of good, different kinds of cases to talk about. So I always enjoy these. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Yeah, lots of good friends here tonight, Lori.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.